We have our scene here with broken up textures. We kind of got the general layout ready. So whenever you take a texture from a source like, well, whenever you take any sort of materials in to Blender, they're neutral. They don't tie together in one palette. So whenever we're making a whole 3D scene, we want everything to kind of synchronize with each other and talk to each other. And just this green in general, when we're going to start making bushes and other things, we don't want it to be that neutral color palette. We want to stylize it a little bit. So we're going to talk about how to do that, how to stylize our textures when they come in, how to make them our own color palette. Here is I'm just going to make a new window here and again load in that image. There we go, for reference. So I'm going to try and make the green kind of really more bright and vibrant and pop like this scene here. So to do that, we're not going to do it in the mud texture, we're doing this in the forest ground. Oh, also that should have been pumped into there. Silly Jamie. Okay, so we want to put the color ramp in before the base color here. So make a color ramp, put it there, and it will change it all to black and white as expected, because what it's doing is it's taking the darkest values of this image and then mapping them to that color. And then the brightest values are getting mapped to white. So we want to change this to be a palette of our own defining. So let's add in a middle layer, which is going to give us a middle gray here. And for the color, if I just click down here, I can change the color. I'm actually just going to ink drop straight from here a green. And then maybe the brighter values, I'm going to ink drop maybe a brighter green in this scene. And then down here, maybe I'll just try to find like a darker tonal green, something like that. And what I can do, I like to keep black in here though as well. So I'm just going to pull that down. I can now just play with these sliders and really kind of tone map my scene to how I want it. So maybe up here is going to be, I can control C that, control V in there. Maybe this would be even brighter somehow. Just take that really up to the edge. And I can play around with this. So this is the key to tying together your scene. Because when you make other objects, you're going to want them all to synchronize with each other and be in harmony with each other. Okay, Jamie from the future here. I just feel like I didn't completely convey the power of these color ramps with an example. So I just have a quick future example here where I've brought in a tree from another scene. I don't really feel happy with how this green matches up with the green that's put here already. So I just want to show you quickly how using these color ramps can start tying together elements within a scene. So we've got this tree here and we've also got the ground, where the ground is using this color ramp. So I'm going to copy this color ramp, go into the tree, paste it in here, and then put it in between the diffuse texture and the diffuse input. And then I could really just start playing with the values to try and make something that I feel like is a good match for the scene. It's just a powerful way for tying objects' color palettes together. So it really is the key to stylizing everything. Now, sometimes my method, I go extreme and then I rein it back a bit. So this is maybe a little bit extreme. So I can rein it back a bit by taking the original and taking what we've done here, put that into here, and just change the factor here, which will just turn it off and on. So I like to do this and then just kind of mix the original back in a tiny bit. Maybe something like that. I hope you find that useful, because that really is what will... It brings your scenes to the next level when you're actually tying colors together. I can do the same here. You can do it with any texture. So with this mud, if we want to make it more brown, we can put our color ramp in before it goes into the base color here. Add in a mid layer and select some sort of brown. So brown is really just dark yellow. And I can, yeah, just play around with the values. So yeah, maybe something like that. It's kind of a bit more extreme, but it feels, this already now feels a bit more stylized, I guess. And the rock, I think I'll just leave the rock as this color. I think that works.